Hello, this is Dr. Garrett Castleberry, Program Director for Communication, Media, and Ethics at Mid-America Christian University. I'm here with our Week 1 Video Discussion 1 prompt for COM 4103 Special Topics in Media Studies. Our emphasis in this course is Mythic Media in America, and in an effort to scale that down to a fast track course setting, we are strategically looking at the types of myth making in America that translate to comic books, graphic novels, and all of the above. But no topic is off limits. We'll be looking at any type of genre of popular entertainment, because as so many of the theorists we read would attest, these materials make myths in our contemporary society. And so one of the key texts we are going to examine in this course, a book a week from it, is the graphic novel compilation of Frank Miller's Batman the Dark Knight Returns. And this is from 1986, but I promise it's not going to feel like it when we receive the words from the page. It's a unique text, one of the most influential graphic novels, and there is so much to mine from it. It was direct inspiration for Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight in 2008, which was an international success. Blockbuster extraordinaire, helped usher in this seemingly endless superhero renaissance and in American culture, and that text played a pivotal role in Hollywood starting to take it seriously. All right, invest some heavy cash, and where they invest heavy amounts of gold, soon after that, culture often takes shape, at least when the public responds favorably. Anyway, with that said, this is not a course about comic books, and this is not a course about Batman. These are simply two easily recognizable, iconographic themes we can hone in on. And with that said, here is our prompt for week 1 of Mythic Media in America, Special Topics in Media Studies. I want each of you to report on what was your earliest encounter, or rather, regardless of time of life, what was your initial encounter with Batman? All right, Batman, The Dark Knight. This sounds like a very easy question, straightforward, but give it some pause. Think about it. Because I have a feeling we're going to approach the character from different avenues. We've got a broad range of students in this course, and so I suspect we'll be coming at it from different origin points. You see what I did there? And not to tease all the options away, I want those to come from you all. This is an important factor in the conversation. Some of us receive direct encounters with Dark Knight related properties, literature, and so on. Others of us might simply encounter Batman as a text through what we call pop culture by osmosis, right? Via osmosis. Pop culture as something we absorb, even if we don't have primary connection to a text. So let me kick us off. We often perform better if I can provide personal example as well. So let me join the game here. I reflected on it, and I'm willing to guess my earliest encounters with Batman as a thing involved having the little Super Friends action figures that were popular by, I'd have to look up the toy maker. I'm going to guess Kenner, but I could be off there. In the late 1970s, early 80s, around that time period, they were about 3 3/4 inch figures, and I do recall having many of them. They were probably sold off at an epic, tragic garage sale early in my childhood. But I do remember physically owning it, I remember what it looked like. I've seen imagery of those figures since then. That would have been my inaugural encounter. Fast forward a couple of years after that, not too many years, a couple, and the age of the VCR, right? And the VHS tape. And I can recall my father purchasing a copy of Batman 1966. Okay, so the movie version or adaptation of the Adam West TV series from the 1960s. And so, even though I had an understanding of Batman, probably as as the Dark Knight type figure, my initial introduction to it was through the campy TV version, all right, and its cinema form, which is a little more risque even looking back. But I was oblivious to those winks and nods, as so many audiences obviously were of the time. It's funny to look back and think about those types of entry points, because I very much read the character in its kind of dark, grim, and gritty form, that sort of cynical take on Batman, which we get most frequently in our contemporary culture. And that comes from Frank Miller's iteration of the character, primarily, although they're always reaching back to all eras, looking for inspiration with the latest incarnation of Batman. Batman has been compared to the U.S.'s version of James Bond for those across the pond in the UK. All right, so people in England, they think about James Bond as their representative superhero icon, whereas Americans in the U.S. we most often associate with Batman, at least in contemporary terms. Perhaps that zeitgeist is shifting a little bit with so much of the success of the Marvel universe under the ownership of Disney. All right, so that's my Bat story, and I'll be honest, there are plenty more chapters I could tell, but that's my initial encounter, shaped my early childhood views. And I look forward to hearing about where each and every one of you come to this character, right? How do you know him? Where do you know him from? What is your take on Batman, Bruce Wayne, what have you? Is it a strong opinion? Is it a weak opinion? Let's hear about it, all right? And opening reflection, video discussion 1, special topics in media studies, Mythic Media in America. Thank you.